Hey everyone, so welcome to the YouTube Live. I'm doing this every Wednesday at 5 PST, it's 8 EST, for about an hour, and if there's more questions I might go a little bit longer. If there's less questions I might not go quite as long. So first off, I just want to let you know, every Wednesday this is going to be happening. I have two topics to talk about today, but the main thing is how to start an online store right now. And I'm also going to be recording these videos to put up on YouTube later. So if you miss anything, it's okay. You can also scroll back. But right off the bat, at any point, let me know if you have a question. I might not get to it right away, but I will definitely get to it. So I will probably I'll probably finish whatever I'm talking about, and then I'll get to the topic. So let's actually do this really quick. I'm going to move this over here. How's that? That should be good. All right. And definitely, if you can like this video, it really helps out. Let's see, easy moderation, got it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is, it's a video I've been thinking about for a long time, and it's called Don't Start an Online Store Until You See This. And it's all the top tips, all the top things that I've seen people make mistakes, and I'm like, I wish they just would watch a video first, watch this video specifically first, before they start their online store and they make a bunch of mistakes. So once again, if you have any questions throughout it, please let me know, and I will be recording it. So if you get to see some behind the scenes stuff here too. So stop. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. So I'm going to just turn on the camera here too. Like I said, once again, this first video is don't start an online store until you see this. Just syncing up the audio here really quick. Don't start an online store until you see this video. So I've worked with a lot of people that are starting online stores, and they make the same mistakes over and over again, and I wanted to prevent that, so I created this video. So I'm going to go over 3 top things that I see, mistakes that I see people make over and over again that they need to correct before they start an online store. So the first thing is, you need to niche down more. Your website, your e-commerce store isn't niched down enough. I know you think that women 35 to 50 is a small enough niche. It needs to be way more niche down than that. One of the things I like to tell people is try to think of, first off, who's the one person? If you could only sell a product to one person, who would that one person be? Then design your entire site, entire user experience around that. On a bigger picture, you might want to think of, if you had to create a tribe, which is my point number 2, if you had to create a tribe of people that love your brand, that they're like, it's just like primal, it's almost in their DNA, that they love it so much, who would those people be? So when you're starting an online store, think about that. Think about how you can create a tribe of people. And part of creating a tribe of people is creating polarization. For instance, what I mean by this is, if everybody feels okay about a product, that's not good. You want some people to love it, and you honestly want some people to hate it. My most recent company, Performance Nut Butter, it's a healthy fat snack. It's macadamia, coconut, cashew blended nut butter. If you're into sugar and you're into candy bars, this product isn't for you. You're gonna hate it. It's too healthy for you. We don't want you as a customer. Now, if you're into health food, you're gonna love it. So you need to create that polarity. So that's my point number 2. Number 3, you need to be unique. What makes your company unique? And if you can't answer that very basic question, don't even start an online store. Go back to the drawing board and think what makes your company special. Why would someone want to buy from you? And it could be something as simple as your personality. It could be that people like to buy from you because you have a YouTube channel where you talk about nail polish, for instance, and you're the nail polish expert, so of course they're going to come to you. Now, that's what you got to think about, is those 3 things. Tip number 4, a quick bonus tip is, don't cheap out. It's very, very hard to start any kind of business without any money. A lot of people say, I don't have any money. How do I start an online store? Well, if you have 0 money, honestly, go get a job, save up some money. That's step 1, because if you have no money, it's so hard to start a job. Don't cheap out on this. I highly recommend going with Shopify when you're going to start your first online store. I know a lot of people that have tried to do it with WooCommerce, for instance, which can be good under certain circumstances. I do have a video where I talk about when to use WooCommerce versus Shopify. But don't cheap out. It's worth the $30 a month for Shopify. And you can click up here or down below. I have links. You get a free 14-day trial. Plus, if you use my link for Shopify up here or down below, not only do you get the free 14-day trial, but I get a small kickback. So as a thank you, I'll give you a free 30-minute consulting session to help you set up your store. So those are my biggest tips. I also run a course, an online store A to Z course, where you can find out exactly how to run a store. Now I'm gonna pause. I messed up a little bit. I also recently started an online store A to Z course, and in that course I take people from beginning, just an idea, all the way to a finished store in less than 5 weeks. You can find out more information about that up here or down below. Truthfully, that's if you want the accelerated thing. You don't need to pay for a program. There's so much free material online. If you don't want to pay for a program, you don't need to. It is more work. It is a little bit harder because you have to figure out what step to take next. I will do my best on this YouTube channel to help you out, but if you want the shortcut, you can check out the online store A to Z course. Like I said, also links for Shopify up here and down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the subscribe button because I have a lot more videos just like this one on how to start e-commerce stores, a bunch of different tips, Facebook marketing tips, all that kind of stuff. And if you have any questions or anything you want to ask me, please leave it in the comments down below. Last but not least, I do have the e-commerce success pack. You can get that by clicking up here, and that comes with checklists for starting your business, 50 different marketing ideas, a guide on how to hire a virtual assistant, ton of great information. You can find out all that information there. And I wish you luck on starting it. It's not easy. It's not easy starting an online store, but you can do it, especially if you're someone smart enough to be watching videos like this. So good luck, and thank you for watching this video. All right. Okay, video. Wasn't my best one, but I think it's good information. All right, so Zachariah, you're back. Zachariah's been on a few different live ones. And we got 8 people watching. It's growing. Last week there was 2 people watching, so I'm glad to see that. Oh, now there's only 7. I take it back. So Zachariah, when you do 4 ad set with different interests and you find one ad set with winning products, how to treat this winning ad set and winning product? What do you mean by how to treat it? So if you find something that's working, do it again and again and again. So let me stop the camera. So you'll want to do something like that. Let me tilt this down a little bit too. Nobody wants to see my legs. I guess that doesn't make a huge difference. Hi Lisa. So I don't know the exact answer to what your problem is. What the problem is? Have you tried just copy and pasting it? That might be an easier solution. I'm trying to think of what else could possibly be the issue. An XLS file from Excel to CSV. You'd have to show me. If you want to send me some screenshots, travis@effectiveecommerce.com. That's the best way to do it. And both Zachariah and Lisa, if you don't mind hitting the like button down below, it helps out the channel. So if anyone else has any other questions, let me know. I'll pause for a minute or 2 before I start the next topic and try to answer any questions. But Lisa, I'd recommend just Googling that because I'm sure that's just a technical issue. Hey Zachariah, yes, you can duplicate it. Oh, thanks Lisa, I appreciate that. Lisa just said she liked and subscribed. Tried it all. Yeah, you'd have to send me some screenshots. If you can do a screen recording, that'd be even easier, but that's probably more of a technical problem. I'd try it on Excel if you have Excel, or if you know someone that has Excel, I'd try it there. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and get started with the next topic. That's how to start an online store right now, how to start an online store today. And this will be a little bit longer of a video, so feel free to pile in all the questions, and as soon as the video is done, I will answer all of them. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Why is that not working? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's see if there's any last questions before I get started. Nope, nothing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. All right. All right. Let's view. In this video today, we're going to talk about how to start an online store right now, how to start an online store today. We're going to talk about the different types of online stores, the different places you can start an online store. This is going to be a really quick overview on everything you need to know on how to start an online store. So first off, there's a few different platforms you can go with. You can go with Shopify, you can go with Amazon, you can go with Etsy, and there is a few others. We're going to get to the pros and cons of all of these, but I think the first thing we need to talk about is, what are you going to sell? Now, there's a few different options you have. You can create your own product, which I highly recommend. There's a lot of benefits to doing that. You can white label a product, and if you don't know what white labeling is, it's basically where you have a product that's already made in China, that's already been done over and over again, and you just stick your brand on it. So an example of this might be a handheld fan. So if you have a handheld fan, and it's the same handheld fan everybody has, but you specifically stick your logo on there, and the benefit of that is it's your brand, basically. Now, I don't recommend this because there's not a huge competitive advantage. Another example is reselling. You can buy products in bulk. You can buy products at wholesale for about half off and sell them online and try to make up that margin. The last option I'll talk about, and it's very popular right now, it seems like a lot of people are interested in this, is dropshipping. So what dropshipping is basically people come to your website, purchase something, and then you send the information to the manufacturer who makes the product, and the manufacturer would send it out. So the example I would give is, you might have a website called the Kayak King, and you are the Kayak King, and you sell kayaks on there. And a manufacturer might sell a kayak for $500 to the general public, but for you, you get a 20% off discount. So you'd sell that kayak for $500, let's say. Someone comes and purchases it, and then the manufacturer, you'd say, hey, manufacturer, here's $400. I'm gonna keep $100, here's $400 for you. Can you please ship this out to John Smith over here? So the good part is you don't have to carry any inventory with that. So there's a lot of benefits with it. It's not my favorite, and I get criticized for not liking dropshipping, but I have very good reasons not to like dropshipping. So you can use all four of these business models on Shopify, on Amazon, or on on Etsy, your own site, all that kind of stuff. So let's go over first off on Shopify. So if you have a Shopify site and you've created your own product, that is the best case scenario in my opinion, because it's your product. Nobody else can sell a product like it. It allows you to have a huge competitive advantage. And I'll talk more what I mean by this later in this video. But when you have your own product, it's special and people can only buy it on your website and wherever you want to sell it. That makes you unique. And that's the big thing in the game of selling anything, is you need to be special. The example I give for this is, I went to Thailand and I went to the floating market, and it's like a big tourist attraction there. And every single vendor, there's probably 3 or 4 different things that every single vendor was selling. And I don't want to buy any of that stuff because it wasn't unique. Like, it wasn't different enough. If someone was selling something extremely special, like a handcrafted thing, I would have been much more interested. In fact, they probably would have gotten more of my money if everyone was selling something different. But because everyone was selling similar things, I didn't want to buy any of that stuff. And that's what you got to think about with your company, is you need to be special, you need to be unique. So by creating your own product, you do that. It's also much harder for someone to compete against you because it's your product. So my example, again, with this, one more example, and then we'll move on, is Performance Nut Butter. It's my newest company, and it's a macadamia coconut cashew blended nut butter. Comes in little pouches. Now, there's nothing, I mean, it's unique because there's nothing else like that out there, but there's nothing stopping someone else from creating a similar product except for it's hard work. Now, remember this, the harder work something is, the less competition you're going to have in the long run. So let's contrast that with white labeling. So white labeling has some barriers to entry. If you're going to be white labeling a product, you have to talk to someone in China, you have to buy 1,000 handheld fans with your logo on it. But nothing makes you that special. there's nothing stopping someone else from doing that same thing except for monetary reasons. So you might have to spend $5,000 to, and this is just maybe it's only $3,000 to get all those handheld fans, to get 1,000 handheld fans. So there is that barrier to entry. It's not just anyone has $3,000 laying around. So there is some barrier to entry, but there's nothing that makes you that special. So there's someone that if they see you being very successful, they'll come in and they'll steal your lunch money. So keep that in mind with white labeling. Now there is a benefit if you're doing it on Shopify. You don't have to you don't have to pay all the fees, but it's harder to get traffic to your website. I know I'm going over a lot of this stuff. Trust me, it'll make more sense by the end of this video. So the next thing we'll talk about is wholesaling product. I do not recommend doing this, especially on your own Shopify website, but really anywhere. And the reason is, if you're selling someone else's product on your website, there's nothing stopping that company from selling it on their own website for cheaper and undercutting you. And once again, there's nothing that really makes you special. Now, the one exception to this might be if you're branding yourself as the kayak king or some company like that, and you're the expert on kayaks, this might have a benefit whether you're reselling a product or you're doing drop shipping. Now, I made a video a little while ago on why I think drop shipping is a waste of time, and it got a lot of hate. People were very upset about that. And I think drop shipping makes a lot of sense for people that are new to e-commerce, that have never owned a business before, they're a little bit nervous about doing it. It makes sense because you can get your feet wet and you can have some success. I do have a few friends that are making a decent amount of money doing drop shipping. But something to keep in mind, when you watch YouTube, you hear all these people talking about how much money they're making doing drop shipping. What they don't tell you is how much money they're spending on ads. And the only way that I know, probably the best way and the way that most drop shippers make a lot of money drop shipping is spending a lot of money on ads, specifically Google Shopping ads, aka product listing ads. So keep that in mind. If you're young or you don't have a lot of money and you think you can just start a drop shipping site and you're gonna become a millionaire in a year, probably not likely, not impossible. Feel free to prove me wrong. I'd love that, but it's hard. And once again, what makes you special? Now, the only way I think that you can do drop shipping is if, once again, you are the kayak king and you have a website where you review all the kayaks, you have a YouTube channel where you review kayaks and you talk about which kayak is best for what kind of person, all that different stuff, and then people want to buy from you because you're the expert. That makes sense. Then a drop shipping model makes sense. Then doing a resale model makes sense. But in a lot of circumstances, it doesn't. So this is, everything we've been talking about is on Shopify. But a lot of the same principles apply to selling on Amazon. If you're doing drop shipping on Amazon, my fear is what makes you special? What's going to stop the manufacturer from coming on there? And I'll add a caveat note to drop shipping. Amazon's taking over a lot of the e-commerce market. They are the 800-pound gorilla sitting in the corner. And drop shipping, there's not a lot stopping someone from, a manufacturer, from listing their product on Amazon and cutting you, the middleman, out. Now, if you do like I did, I created my own product, the Performance Nut Butter product. I can sell on my own website and I can sell on Amazon, and Amazon loves me for it. They want me to sell on their platform because they get a cut of every item I sell. They get 15 to 30% of it, depending on a few different things, depending on what fees apply. So Amazon is really where the future's headed, unless you can have a good reason someone would want to come to your website. Once again, the Kayak King is a great example, because people would go to that website to read reviews, to find out what the best product is, and then they might just buy from you just because they like you, or just because it's so much easier than having to go all the way to Amazon. So those are some of the things. Just some quick thoughts on Etsy. I think Etsy makes sense for certain types of companies. If you're a small company and you have a lot of handcrafted goods, sure, go ahead and put it on. I don't think a lot of multi-million-dollar companies are running on Etsy anymore. In fact, it's kind of counterintuitive to what Etsy is. Etsy's all about very small businesses. So I think it's fun. If you want to get started, start on Etsy. I think it's free to get started, and then they just take a percentage of sales. So definitely recommend starting there. On top of that, Amazon's an easy place to start as well. Starting your own Shopify site can be a lot of work, but the reward is worth it, because in the long run you have something. You have a real tangible thing. The problem with Amazon is they can kick you off whenever they feel like it. So if Amazon gets upset at you, or Amazon just decides that you're too much competition, or for whatever reason, they can kick you off. When you have your own Shopify site, you own it. So that's really important. So if you're actually looking to start, and as I mentioned, this video is about how to start today, highly recommend going with Shopify. You can also look at WooCommerce. WooCommerce makes sense if you're highly technical, if you really know how to do a lot of stuff. It's a little bit cheaper, but it's self-hosted, which means you have to pay for hosting. You have to do more of the setup work. There's a bunch of negatives to it. For 99% of the people watching this video, highly recommend going with Shopify. I do have a link up here to Bluehost, which is the hosting service you would need if you want to do WooCommerce. But more importantly, I have a link up here to Shopify, and I'll link down below in the show notes to Shopify, or you can get a free 14-day trial. And if you use my link for Bluehost or Shopify, I get a small kickback. So as a thank you, I will give you a free 30-minute consultation session to help you set up your store. So get started, it's really easy. I have a video where I set up a Shopify site in 4 minutes. The Performance Nut Butter site, I set it up in 4 minutes. Super easy to do, very intuitive, and I do have a bunch of tutorials on it. I'll put a link up here to the 4-minute Shopify setup and down in the show notes. That's pretty much it. Like, I have a ton of other videos. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click subscribe. I have a lot more videos on how to start an online store, everything you need to know. On top of that, I have the e-commerce success pack, which you can get for free by clicking up here. And when you get the e-commerce success pack, it has a checklist for starting your business. It has 50 different marketing ideas. It has a guide on how to hire virtual assistants. Lots of great content. Last but not least, if you have any questions in anything about e-commerce, please let me know. You can leave it in the comment down below. I answer every single one. So leave that comment, and thank you for watching this video. Whew, that was tiring. All right, we got some questions. America's Streets. How to bring a lot of people from Facebook ads to buy a product. America's Streets, can you be more specific? How to bring a lot of people. How to bring a lot of people from this. I mean, that's the whole point of Facebook ads, is to get people to your site to buy a product. So I have a lot of other videos on this. I can't give you a quick answer to that unless you can be more specific about a pain point. But yeah, that's the whole point of Facebook ads, is buying a product. Hi Lisa, that is such a huge question. I would need to know a lot more information about that. Why? Let's see. I'd love your input. I paid for a store I'm humiliated of and stuck with, but trying to sell gorgeous gift baskets, and I'm thinking I should set up a new store. So setting up a new store is definitely harder. You'd have to send me the link of the site that you have with the gift baskets. I mean, the first video I did of don't start an online store until you see this was probably very relevant to you. I do have the online store A to Z course. I don't know if you're on my email list or you heard about that, but it's a course where I'm going to take a group of 10 entrepreneurs, 10 e-commerce entrepreneurs, and start to finish in 5 weeks, go from an idea all the way to a finished e-commerce company. It could make sense if you want to start a new one, or if you want to refine the one that you currently have. You can email me, let me know if you're interested in that. You can find it at effectiveecommerce.com. It goes live tomorrow morning. That's going to be very powerful. And this is the first time I'm doing it, so I'm doing it at a huge discount. So, cool. Yeah, let me know what other questions you have, Lisa. You can reach out to me, also Travis at effectiveecommerce.com, and I can send you more information about the online store A to Z course, or try to help you out in any way that I can. So I got other videos. I can always film more videos, but I'd love to answer any questions you guys have out there watching it. I'm here for you. I budgeted the first 20 minutes to filming videos, and also that way, if people don't have questions, I can just kind of like talk. But if you guys don't have anything, let's see. I got topics to talk about. So we've got some other questions coming in. Hi Sabrina. So tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. PST, 9 a.m. EST, it's officially released. And like I said, I'm capping it at 10 people. I don't want it to be too big of a group. So if you are interested, I recommend, it probably won't sell out right away, but I recommend trying to get there sooner rather than later. All right, Wigby, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Wigme Bert. I was gonna say Wigme Bert. Hi, I'm curious about the back end Wig. Okay, I'll call you Wig. All right. Hi, I'm curious of the back end, the steps in fulfilling orders. It's very simple. I don't know if you have any familiarity with shipping things already, but it's the same thing. What we use at my main company, B-Dancer, my dance clothing company, we use, I believe, Shipping Easy, and that just imports the orders from our shopping cart into there, and we can print it out. We use a little, this would probably be a good video. Yeah, I'll do that another video, another time. I'll just tell you for now. But anyways, we print it out. We have a thermal printer, which you can get for pretty cheap, so that way you don't have to keep buying ink. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's really self-explanatory. And Shipping Easy, you can pay for the postage on there. I think there's other platforms like that. So let me know if that answers all your questions. But I'd have to show you in person, step by step. But really, Shipping Easy is pretty easy to use. Easy's even in the name. Let's look over what other videos I got to film. All right, so I got a video that I'll film. Let's see, we got some more questions. Shopify is involved too now. I need serious help in every aspect. Hey Lisa, I'd have to see exactly what happened. That's really weird. You got screwed by the Shopify people, like people that actually work for Shopify, or someone that represents a Shopify company? I'd be really interested. I've never heard of that happening with. Because I've never heard of that. I mean, they're a pretty legitimate company, so I'm sure it wasn't someone that said they were working with Shopify or was Shopify certified or something like that. I'd be very curious to hear more about that. Like, if that is an issue, I'd be interested to definitely learn more, but never heard of anyone saying something like that, so that's really interesting. All right. Oops. Give me 1 second, let me just fix this. Oh, okay, so it wasn't Shopify employees, it was someone that was conning. Okay. So Wig, you can send me an email. Travis@effectiveecommerce.com is by far the easiest way to do it. And yeah, I can send you more information about that. If you're interested, depending on what you're interested in, I do have a course, the 25K e-commerce profit plan. Not the best name, I'm probably going to change that. But anyways, that course comes with a free 30-minute consultation session, and it's much smarter to do that. So if you buy the course, it's got, I think, 7 hours of content and answers 95% of everybody's questions. Then once you know all those answers, you get the free 30-minute consultation session on top of it. So any lingering questions you can ask me. So I'm going to do a video really quick, and this is a question I get a lot. So let's do it. Testing 1, 2, 3. It'll be a quick video, and then I'll go back to any questions. So feel free to add them to the queue. Syncing up the audio here. All right. So this is a question I get a lot. Should you quit your job to start an online business? And the answer is, it depends, but probably not. I mean, if you have a family and you have people to take care of and you don't have any sales on your online business, don't do it. Save up some money first and then consider doing it, or work on your online business on the side at the same time. Now that being said, for some people out there, some people watching this video, yes, the answer is yes, you do want to quit your job and start an online business. At least that was the answer for me. I had a really good corporate job. I mean, at least it was good for me as a single guy back when I had that job. I was making good money and I quit my job cold turkey. I didn't have an online business. I just knew that that's what I wanted to do and I wanted to dive into it. Now the reason I did that was I had a nice little nest egg. I had some money saved up, what we call runway. I had 2 to 3 years worth of runway. So I could live 2 to 3 years without making a penny and be okay. Also, my worst case scenario was I could go sleep on my parents' couch. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to burn that bridge. I wanted to make it so I had no retreat. One of my favorite stories, and I don't know actually how accurate this is there's a story of this great warrior who went and landed on a new, I think it was Cortez, which, not the most, not the nicest of guys, but he landed in the New World and he was completely outnumbered and he knew he was outnumbered. So what he did is he burned all his ships and said, hey, there's no retreat. The only way we get to go back home is if we survive this. And what ended up happening, they ended up surviving, they ended up winning the war. So the point being, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to quit my job, I wanted to burn that bridge, and I wanted to dive in where I would either crash and burn or I would succeed. And I got lucky in a lot of ways, I did succeed. But like I said, I had a lot of safety nets. So if you don't have a lot of safety nets, probably shouldn't quit your job and start an online business. But if you do have those safety nets in place and it's something that you're really excited about doing, that's up to you. You need to make that decision. I would never tell someone, yes, you should quit your job and start an online business because it is hard, but it was the right answer for me personally. So you make up your own decision, and if you are gonna start an online business, you can get my e-commerce success pack totally for free. It's everything I wish I would have known when I first was starting my online business, especially the checklist there. I had a checklist for how to start your online business that comes with all the different things that you might not know that you need to do right away, like tips on how to SEO your e-commerce site, also tips on things like adding Google Analytics from day one, adding the Facebook pixel day one, retargeting of Google retargeting pixel day one. All these little things that I wish I would have known. You can get the e-commerce success pack for that. If you like this channel also, you can click subscribe down below, and I have a lot of videos for free, totally for free, on everything e-commerce, so you can get that. And if you have any questions or you need a little bit of moral support, leave me a comment, leave it in the comment down below, leave the question, and I'll be happy. I answer every single one. So thank you so much for watching this video, and good luck on your decision. Remember, if there's people relying on you, be careful what you do, but feel free to, that's the decision for you to make on your own. So thank you for watching this video. All right, let's see what we got. All right, I'll put in the chat the link for the course. Now it is a reduced price. It's still not, completely cheap, I'll be honest. I think it's for what it is. The course is a really good value because it's 5 weeks. You're gonna get, and you can read more about everything that's in there, but you're gonna get every week. I give you videos and I give you tasks to do, and we'll also do some group work where people will review your site, you'll review other people's site, and on top of that, you can ask me any single question you can think of, and you'll email me those and I'll respond to you. And once a week, we'll get together on a live call, all the entrepreneurs, and I will answer every single question that comes to mind. So it's a lot of hand-holding, and I think it's a really good value for what it is. So I put the link in there. It's Effective E-commerce. You'll see it. If you go to effectiveecommerce.com, you'll see the online store A to Z course. Now, it's not available for sale yet. It starts tomorrow morning, so keep that in mind. Thanks, Lisa. I appreciate all the nice comments. Let's see. Last thing, any tips on product research? I feel like I have a video on that. Let me think about that. I'd say when you're doing product research, depends what stage you're at. I mean, the big question is asking what makes you special, like I've said over and over again, and what can you add? If you can't add enough value to the world, to people that are trying to buy your product, then it's the wrong product. I think it's also easier if it's something that you're personally interested in. It doesn't need to be, but I think it makes it a little bit easier. All right, let's see what else we got. Guys, keep any questions coming. I'm happy to answer those. Trying to look at what other topics I want to talk about. All right, if there's no questions, I'm gonna go ahead and do another topic here. All right, let's get started. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Wig, I'll get to your question in a second. Funny enough, it's related to the video I'm about to do. In this video, I'm going to talk about why you should start a dropshipping store. Now, I recently released a video on why dropshipping is a waste of time. And we'll talk about why I feel that way. But this video is all about why you should start a dropshipping store. Now, I don't think it is the best long-term plan. Counter to what a lot of internet marketers tell you, I don't think it's the easiest way to make money. I don't think it's the best long-term strategy to make money. But why it does make sense is if you don't have any experience in e-commerce and you want to start a business, it's the easiest way to get your feet wet. It's a great learning platform. That being said, you can become very successful with it. You can make a lot of money with it. And I have a few different friends that do make money with it. What they do is they sell B2B type supplies. They sell business to business things. So they sell products from their business to other businesses. I probably shouldn't give away exactly what they sell, but think of like higher ticket items. And so what they do is they act like a middleman. And the world does need middleman. I don't think it's the best way to make your money. I think it's much better if you create your own product. My recent example is I created a company called Performance Nut Butter. And basically what Performance Nut Butter is, it's a nut butter that tastes absolutely amazing. It's a macadamia coconut cashew blended nut butter, and it's unlike anything else on the market. So I'm adding value to the world by having this product. Now, are you adding value to the world by creating a dropshipping site? Sure. You're acting as a middleman, which the world does need people to connect people, but there's nothing that special about your website. There's nothing stopping the manufacturer from undercutting you and creating their own website. Now, the one exception to this is if you can become the expert at a topic. If you are the kayak king and you have a company that sells, you have a dropshipping site that sells kayaks, and you do reviews and you talk about which kayak's right for which people, then all of a sudden it makes a lot of sense because people are going to come to you to figure out which kayak is best for them, and then they're going to purchase it. And they're going to like the fact that you have all of these on the same site. I think still in the long run, dropshipping is not the best model in my opinion because Amazon is such a beast. I love e-commerce. I have multiple e-commerce stores, and I still buy most of my stuff from Amazon because it's so convenient. And they're growing more and more of the market share. So keep that in mind when you're figuring out what kind of dropshipping website you should have, or if you should have a dropshipping website. So I'll put a link up here and down below on why I think dropshipping is a waste of time, but I do think you should start. If you're on the fence, I do think it makes sense. If you're new to e-commerce, or if you found a category that nobody else has. But most of the people that make a lot of money with dropshipping spend a lot of money on product listing ads or AdWords or Facebook ads. They're spending money on advertising. They're not just making free money. The one exception is if you can create a YouTube channel or content pieces on your product and get a lot of traffic that way, that does work. But most people are spending money on ads. So it's not a free way to get money. The other benefit of a dropshipping site obviously is you don't have a lot of capital, you don't have to pre-purchase products. So Performance Nut Butter, for instance, I had to spend a lot of money buying the initial production run, and it's a little scary. With dropshipping, it's not a lot of money out of your pocket. All you have to do is pay for a Shopify website, or if you really want to go on the cheap, WooCommerce, which I don't recommend for most people, but that's up to you. So you could do it that way. So that's why you should and shouldn't start a dropshipping site. Put a link to the other video on why I think dropshipping is a waste of time, but it's not a complete waste of time for everyone. So thank you for watching this video. If you are going to start a dropshipping site, click that subscribe button because I have a ton of information on for free on YouTube. I also have the e-commerce success pack, which comes with a checklist that you can get for free. And the checklist includes things like everything you didn't know about setting up your online store, like putting the Facebook pixel, the Google Analytics pixel, all that information right at the beginning. And if you have any questions or anything you want to ask me, leave it in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. All right. So that's a good question, Sabrina. Okay, so Sabrina, I was trying to think if I should do a video on this. So profit's a weird thing. Let's start with that, and I'll explain what I mean here. So I started my first e-commerce site 5 years ago, and when did we first start profiting? I'd say 5-6 months. But the interesting thing about profit is you think you make money and then you realize that that money is actually in inventory, and so you didn't make as much money as you thought, and it's kind of like this up and down cycle of owning any kind of business. So that's how long it took me. I'd say 5-6 months. Yeah, maybe not right around there. But at the beginning, I had pretty low overhead, and we had decent margins because we were creating our own products. We were creating our own dancewear. So your results may vary, but I think 5 to 6 months is realistic. But then, then there'd be times where we lose money. It's not just like a straight shot. It's like everything's amazing, everything sucks. And then it's everything's amazing, and then everything sucks. And then eventually it kind of evens out over time, but there's still ups and downs. I mean, this summer, for instance, we lost some money. I'll be honest. Like, it wasn't good, but we know that. So we didn't actually lose money. We spent money for inventory. So keep that in mind. Where's all portable washers, dryers, fridges? Wow. Hey Lisa, yeah, you can pay to do a consulting session with me. As I mentioned to Wig, I have a standalone course that's cheaper. I'll put a link in here where we don't meet once a week. It's more on your own, but it does come with a free consulting session, and that's much cheaper. It's cheaper than I even charge for consulting. So I'll let you look at that. I charge a lot. Put that here. I charge a lot of money for consulting usually, just because I have so many businesses, I have so many things going on. I usually charge $100 just for 30 minutes or $150 for an hour, but my course is $97 and it comes with a free 30-minute consulting session. So you can actually get the consulting session cheaper doing that. Plus it comes with 7 hours of content, and it's really good content, really helpful. And I recommend people watch the videos first, kind of get up and running, and then ask me questions. But if you'd rather skip that and just do the consulting, you can email me as well. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. So the big thing with AliExpress versus local is AliExpress, the negative there is everyone has access to it, right? So what makes you special? Why would someone buy from your site, your AliExpress site? If you're doing local stuff, it's a little bit more specific. You probably have less competition, if I'm understanding the question correctly. So I would 100% go with local stuff, or I'd even reach out to people, companies that don't offer dropshipping services to the general public, and see if they'd be willing to do it for you. And then you have a competitive advantage. All right, let's see. Any other questions? I'll wait a minute or two before I start the next topic. just looking through, seeing if there's any other questions. I got some other things that I'd like to talk about. Let's see if I can find it. No, I'll probably skip that one. All right. I appreciate that, Lisa. Thank you again. That's, all the compliments makes me feel good. As you know, being on YouTube, you get some positive and you get some negative, and it's really easy to get hung up on all the negative things that people have to say, especially when I do so much work for free, and when someone complains about it, it's like, come on, like I'm trying, you know? So I appreciate the nice stuff. All right, let's do one more video. Actually, I got a fun video. We're gonna do a counter video, something different to what I usually do. All right. In this video, we're going to talk about why you shouldn't use Shopify. Now, I'm actually normally a very big fan of Shopify. I think they have a great product, and some of my e-commerce businesses actually are on Shopify. But in this video, I want to talk about why you shouldn't use Shopify. Oh, the noise up there. Sorry. I hate when there's the noise. All right, I'm going to redo it. Actually, a huge fan. I'm actually a huge fan of Shopify, but in this video, I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't use Shopify. So you probably, no. So for 99% of the people watching this video, yeah, you probably should use Shopify, but if you're in that 1%, this video is going to be very important to you. So I don't think Shopify works for everyone. I think WooCommerce does make sense for certain people. Now, if you're a serious e-commerce entrepreneur, and especially if you have a little bit of money, like even just a tiny bit, Shopify is 100% worth investment. But what I've seen over and over again is people from more developing nations or people that have a lot of technical skills love WooCommerce, and for good reasons. It is cheaper to use WooCommerce, though it does take more technical skills, and you have to pay for hosting still. So you would still have to pay for Bluehost, which I do love. I think Bluehost is an amazing service. I have a Bluehost account, and I also have a Shopify account. If you have a WordPress, if you want to make a lot of websites, for instance, then WooCommerce makes sense. If you want to have 5 small e-commerce businesses and you don't have a lot of money, Shopify may or may not make sense. You might want to go with WooCommerce just to get things off the ground, and then later upgrade to Shopify when you're ready for it. Also, if content is your main strategy, if you're going to have blog posts, if you're going to have mostly a lot of like YouTube videos and things like that, you might want to go with WordPress. And then WooCommerce, of course, is a plugin to it. But if you're a serious e-commerce entrepreneur and you're really trying to sell things online, once again, Shopify probably does make sense. The last caveat I will say is if you are selling info products or digital products, Shopify may be overkill depending on, once again, how serious you want to be about it. I know at least one person that sells digital products using WooCommerce. And my site, effectiveecommerce.com, it is WordPress, and it has a WooCommerce plugin, and it works really well for selling courses. I have a few different courses available at effectiveecommerce.com, and that is a WooCommerce site. Though I would never start a physical product company using WooCommerce personally. I would 100% use Shopify. And a lot of people think I'm biased because I'm an affiliate for Shopify. I'm also an affiliate for Bluehost as well. And I do have links to Shopify and Bluehost up here and down below in the show notes. And if you use my link to Shopify, you do get a free 14-day trial. And if you use my link to either one of the two, I'll give you a free 30-minute consulting session because I do get a little bit of a kickback. Funny enough, I get more of a kickback from Bluehost, so if you were to get WooCommerce, than I do from Shopify. But I still 100% recommend Shopify. This isn't me just trying to make money. This is my honest opinion. Like I said, if you use my link, I'll give you that free 30-minute consultation session as a thank you. So That's why you shouldn't use Shopify, but for most of the people watching this video, you probably should use Shopify, and it's probably the right decision. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful. Thank you for watching. All right. Hey Lisa, I put the link down below. That was the link to the course that I was mentioning to you earlier. I think that's the site you're referring to. Sabrina, I'm going to be ordering jars to put my product into sell on Amazon. Can you give your opinion on letting Amazon put the UPC? Are you talking about the FN SKU, not the UPC? That's up to you. I would rather just do it myself. I'm sorry, I don't see it. And when I click record on the last link, oh, I just had a problem with my camera. It says, I'm sorry, I don't see it. And so, Lisa, if you go to effectiveecommerce.com and scroll down on the right-hand side, you'll see a little image that says step-by-step e-commerce course, 25K e-commerce profit plan. That would be the one that I'm talking about. Alright, so my other camera just died. I'm just going to get a battery really quick and I'll be right back. No. Alright, just fixing this battery right here. Alright, I'm back. Let's see if there's any more questions. If not, I'll probably do one more video and answer a few more questions, but I gotta get going pretty soon. So let's do it. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. In this video, I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't use WooCommerce. And there is a lot of different reasons why you shouldn't use WooCommerce. Now, in some situations, I do think it makes sense, and we'll get to those later. But first off, let's talk about why you shouldn't use WooCommerce. The first thing is, it's not really built for e-commerce. It's based on WordPress, and WooCommerce is a plugin, but it's kind of an afterthought. And you're going to disagree with me. A lot of people will probably disagree with me on this, but it really is. WordPress was built for blogging. It was built for content management, and that was kind of an afterthought. That's why, for most people, I recommend going with Shopify. I mean, even BigCommerce is probably better, and I'm not a huge BigCommerce fan, than WooCommerce in a lot of situations. Some situations I do recommend WooCommerce. In fact, to be fair, I do use WooCommerce on one of my sites. We'll get to that later. The other reasons you shouldn't use WooCommerce is the customization is just not there. There's not as good of templates. as there are on Shopify. There are a lot of templates for WordPress, but they're not built, once again, for e-commerce. They're built for blogging, which if your main purpose of your site is blogging, sure, go with WordPress, get the plugin to WooCommerce to sell a little bit extra stuff. But if the main purpose of your website is to sell things, which it probably is if you're watching this video, then you need to go with Shopify, hands down. So some other reasons why you should not go with WordPress: you have to host it yourself, and it's more likely to get hacked. I've had people that I know that have since switched to Shopify that said they had issues over and over again with their account getting hacked, because the way it works is WordPress, you have a lot of different plugins to make your site customized and work well for you. And the issue is, if one of those are out of date, sometimes it creates backdoor security entrances into your site, which could be a very negative thing. So I could go on and on about some of the negatives with WooCommerce. Another big one is you still have to pay for it. A lot of people think that it's free. It's not free. You still have to pay for hosting. And that's an important point right there. And you're in charge of a lot of the security issues. And if something goes wrong, it's much more that you would be at fault. So some reasons it does make sense. If you're selling info or digital products, like me, at effectiveecommerce.com, I do sell some courses, and I use WooCommerce for that. But the main purpose of my website is to give away free content. It's for blogging. It's for sharing the videos that I make. I do also sell the courses, so it's kind of a second thought. That's why I use WooCommerce. Also, with WooCommerce, they have a plugin called Sensei that works really well for distributing courses. Some other things where it might make sense: if you're new to e-commerce and you have a lot of tiny stores that aren't going to be making a lot of money, you can pay for hosting one time, and from that one time, you can start a bunch of different stores. So a few years ago, I think 2013, for my birthday, I bought myself a Bluehost account. And I'll have a link up here and down below to that. Bought myself a Bluehost account so I could start my first website. And then since then, I've started like 10 websites. It's one of the best investments I have ever made. And the link I have up here and down below in the show notes is an affiliate link. So if you use that, I will give you a free 30-minute consultation session as a thank you. I get a small kickback from them, but it's my honest opinion. You can go to effectiveecommerce.com and you can check it out. It is on Bluehost. It is based in WordPress. Now, that being said, if you're trying to start an e-commerce store, highly recommend going with Shopify. And I'll link a video up here and down below on Shopify versus WooCommerce. More detail on why, in my opinion, Shopify is better. But it's got better templates. It's built from the ground up for e-commerce. It's got a lot of really good apps and like plugins that are just amazing. It plug and plays very well with Facebook and Pinterest. It just integrates with everything out there. 100% worth it. If you want to try it out, I have a link up here. Down below in the show notes, you get a free 14-day trial. And that also is an affiliate link, so I get a small kickback. And as a thank you, once again, if you use my link as a thank you, I'll give you a consulting session, 30 minutes, totally for free, no strings attached. So that's why you shouldn't use WooCommerce. It does make sense for some people, and if you're very technical, you might be able to pull it off, but Shopify is just so much easier, it's ridiculous. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Thanks again. All right, let's see if we got any questions. We got, wait for me, got it, thank you. So if you want multiple Shopify sites, sadly you do have to pay for each one. That's why, and I hate to say it because, and this is my honest opinion, Shopify is better than WooCommerce, but that is the one situation or one of the few situations that might make sense. Now, all my friends, I have a pretty big network of e-commerce entrepreneurs. Everybody either uses Shopify or wishes they were on Shopify. So, do with that what you want, but you do have to pay each time monthly, which stinks. My opinion on BigCommerce, Lisa, I got a video on BigCommerce. Shopify is better, hands down. I think everyone I know that's done BigCommerce wishes they would have done Shopify. So I'll send you that video. All right, guys, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you have any further questions, you can send me an email, travis@effectiveecommerce.com. But I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream right now. And make sure you like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget, tomorrow I got the online store A to Z course being released. It's a great deal. If you don't have an online store right now, or it's in the very beginning stages, you're not making a lot of money, this is the perfect course for you. It's a group course, and it comes with live calls, a lot of really amazing content. Highly recommend checking it out. So go to effectiveecommerce.com. You'll see it in the upper right-hand corner, a little logo for that. And thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. Let's go ahead and stop this.